Hi, so we are the Crusaders. My name is Ruby Hernandez. I am the documentation lead and the client liaison for the group. And so we have just wrapped up Sprint 1. And so we're going to go ahead and give a demo as to what we were able to complete during Sprint 1. And so we're going to get started. So I am going to pull up Jira real quick, and I'm going to show you guys what it was that we were able to get done for these past couple of weeks. So first, we're going to look at the Burndown chart. So we started off this sprint with 3 story points. It wasn't a really loaded sprint as we were spending a lot of our time watching tutorials and really getting through that steep learning curve that we have to for this project. So the burn down chart looks a little weird because we did spend a lot of our time pretty stagnant. We didn't really do any changes. We had a couple of tasks, which was watching the React tutorials and then updating the database to our own domain. But that's a task. It didn't have any story points, so you won't see that changed in the burn down chart until today we made the final changes, which was part of our user story. So I'll get into that real quick. So yeah, so this is a look at our burn down chart, and we plan on having it look better for the next sprints. But this is what we have for right now. So first, our first task for this sprint was to really understand what it was that we were working with. So we had to watch React tutorials and get to know all of the technologies that we're working with. This was a project that was worked on last semester by a really talented group. So they had a lot of different technologies that they used, things that we had never even worked with in the past. So some of us took a little bit longer to get used to them than other group members, but in the end, I think we're in a good place right now, and we definitely took a lot of our time this sprint doing that. The other thing that we did was we updated the database to be able to move to our own domain. We've been working on that issue as to how we're going to maneuver around that, but we seem to have a pretty solid ground right now as to how we're going to deal with the database that was given to us from last semester. So we were able to work on that as well. And lastly, the user story that had 3 subtasks. So this one was our first user story, which is as a super user, I can create a so that coaches can see newly added partners that are available to them. So the past group, they had to do a peers page, but we were asked to remove that peers page and instead replace it with a partners page. So we had to go in and switch out some of the information instead of, for being for peers, now it has to be for partners. So one of the subtasks was to store information on the database. We were able to complete that. And then collect admin input for creating partners. That was also able to be finished as well on time. And then finally create partner GUI. So this was pretty already given to us because again, we were using the website from last semester, and the GUI that we use is pretty much what they gave us. So this wasn't all too hard for this sprint, but we did get everything done, and we even finished the sprint a day early. So that's pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say on Jira right now. So I'm going to pass it to John, and he's going to get into some of the challenges that we encountered for this sprint.
So a majority of the challenges that we faced during the sprint were related to installing the previous framework from the group, from the previous group that worked on this project. We had to do a lot of extra installations that was unrelated to actually installing the Yarn package manager. For example, some dependencies had to be installed manually rather than through the package manager, which were related to something like the styling and the UI. We also had to run some administrative commands to make sure that we could properly install everything and that everything was able to go through onto our computers. And also we ran into trouble with the authentication as the EMV file that Oleg provided us from the previous project. We had to make sure that that was properly put into our project folder, and that once we did all of that, we were able to get it working with the changes that Marco and the rest of the group was able to update on GitHub regarding the partners page. Another thing we were struggling with in this sprint were the requirements, as we did not receive our requirements feedback until during the sprint started. So we had to meet with the client and get some more functional requirements from him, Blake, and he didn't really give us much, so we had to sort of create our own set of non-functional requirements so that we could, get something more substantial to work on other than just simply creating a partners page and running most of the same things that Oleg did in the previous project with the peers page. So we had to create a stronger set of requirements to be able to continue working on this project to create meaningful improvement upon it. And that's about it for the struggles that we had for this specific sprint. And I think I'm going to pass it on to Marco and John, who was going to talk a little bit about the implementations we did during the sprint.
All right, so my name is Marco. I'm the code architect and the lead programmer / testing lead. So pretty much this is the partners page that we created, which was pretty much before was the peers page, which had peers. So, but we changed it into the partners page, which has partners that could be seen by the coaches in Navigate Recovery. So these are just the fields that each partner has, which is the company name, and then the contact person, which is the person that you contact for that company, and then the phone number to contact them, and then the email as well. So currently these are the partners that are currently there, and then the coaches are able to add a new partner, which with this GUI. So right here, they're able to add the partner that they want. So for example, let's just add a partner right now. Let's put Georgia Overdose. And then for contact person, we can just put Tom. And then for the phone number, we can just put some random phone number. And for the email, we can just also put a random email. And when you click submit, it successfully adds the partner into the database. And that's pretty much it for this GUI. If you, again, try to add, it again, it pretty much doesn't let you because that partner name has already been used. So when you click submit, it doesn't give you that confirmation that it was successfully added. So that's that for the create partner profile. You can't have multiple partner names at once. And that's pretty much it for the first sprint that we did. And now it's John's turn.
So this is the database here. We have, as you can see, different functions, tables for filters, filter names, resources, attributes, new filters, and here's the partner page. Now this is the old peer page which we have gotten rid of. And this is the partners. As you can see, we have partner name, contact person, partner number, partner email. And right here, this is the one that Marco just added, Georgia Overdose, Tom, 12. And as you can see, it is properly updating in the database. And that is pretty much it.
And so that was all that we did for Sprint 1. Hopefully this demo allows you all to see what it was that we were able to accomplish, the challenges that we did overcome, because we really did have to overcome some significant challenges, not only in the requirements phase, but some of them did follow us into this sprint as well. So we did get over that, and we were able to get all of our work done for this sprint, and actually before the sprint was even supposed to end. So I'm really proud of the team for that, and that is pretty much it. So thank you for joining us and watching what we were able to do. Thank you.